Afternoon, everybody. Here we are with Marguerite from all the way from New Zealand. We have Mary Ann from Australia and myself from Australia as well. Instagram handles below. This afternoon, we've got a couple of New Zealand ciders and a couple of Australian ciders. So shall we start off with the Kiwi ciders? What do we have, Marguerite?
Okay, I've got Solstice Peckhams because it is solstice today, and this is my favourite of the Peckhams.
Okay, right here. And what are you drinking, Marianne?
Also Peckhams. I've chosen a whiskey kiss.
Well, just to round out the Peckhams trio, I've got their straight up apple cider. So let's crack them open, and that's a good sound.
It's a great sound.
Yeah,
so for those playing along at home, it is 30 degrees outside, so an ice cold cider is just what is needed.
That's where you are. It's 26 here.
That smells nice.
I don't know what it is, but it was 21 earlier. It'll be warmer now.
Yeah.
I've been working hard. No? Dad's put me to work.
Marianne, show us that colour again. That looks like it's had a little bit of whiskey influence in it, doesn't it?
Oh, no,
it looks pretty Peckhams, I think.
So
yours is a bit lighter.
A bit lighter, yeah, a little less oxidised. But definitely smells like a proper cider.
Of course, it's Peckhams.
This is a single variety Kingston Black cider, wild fermented and aged in bourbon barrels. So it's very exciting.
And mine's Kingston Black and Sweet Alfred.
So I had that Kingston Black the other day. It was rather nice. Mine does not say what type of apples it has. Zesty and fresh with a touch of apple pie and subtle complexity from some great cider apples, matured in steel and oak for 6 months.
So maybe it's just a mix of all the apples, which will be Kingston, Sweet Alfred, and a couple of others.
There's definitely some Kingston in there.
Yeah. Mine is oak barreled as well as being caramelized over the fire, so I really love the flavour that caramel.
Just that slow process of steaming off the excess water and leaving behind the apple juice, sugars and goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 7.3, but 17% alcohol, sugar, which is I think quite high for them.
I've got to give them credit for writing the sugar values on there. I mean, some of the big name ciders that are Alco Pops are well over, can of Coke levels of sugar. Mine is 16 to 19 grams. I'm assuming there's a bit of seasonality in that range.
I don't seem to have it written on this one.
It's
dry. 8.3%.
Okay. Mine's 5.6.
Yeah, okay. So that might be one. Mine probably doesn't have any sugar left.
No sugar left. I'm very much liking that. Okay.
And where does it rate in the other Peckhams too that you've had? I
think the first Peckhams that I had was really nice. That was the favourite of the ones that I've had so far, which was the Kingston Medium. Yeah.
But I didn't send you the Kingston Dry, did I?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Because Marianne likes that one slightly more because it's drier, whereas I like the medium. But it's not a real medium, it's a dry medium, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that would probably be up my alley as well. I've got a few Kingston Black apples on my tree in the garden. It's just a matter of keeping the parrots off them until they're ripe.
I have 3 apples on mine.
Yeah, that's all I've got, I think.
I deblossomed everything this year because I've only got young trees, and
Yeah.
managed to sneak 3 apples in there that I didn't notice. Opossum's found one already, unfortunately. That's all right. The tree's doing well, so we'll let it go.
Yeah, mine are espaliated, and the Yarlington mill, it's gone crazy. It's growing really quick compared to the rest of them.
How many trees have you got, Hugh?
4. Yarlington, Pink Lady, Cox's Orange Pippin, and Kingston Black.
I can't tell you all mine. I've forgotten. I had I think I had 4 trees in 2019. Then last year, increased it a little bit, and then a little bit more, and I'm up to about 70 now.
70 trees? Nice. So as it is nearly Christmas and the end of the year, it's a chance for us to look forward into 2022. What are the big trends that we're going to see in the cider market next year?
Well, I'd like to see, so it's not necessarily going to be a trend, but I'd like to see more rosé styles. So, getting that pink blush coming from the apples.
Yeah. A bit of macerated skin to get that through, or are you talking pink fleshed apples?
Well, yeah, probably a bit of both, but I'm really excited about the red fleshed type apples. So, I think Lobo Cider's got one at the moment, which is Red Love. It looks gorgeous. I think I'd really like to try that one when I go to South Australia one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of really excites me. Not, like a true rosé, so made from apples, but getting that pink from the flesh.
I like that because compare that to a grape rosé, you're getting the same feel and vibe and good times out of it, but it's quite a lot lower alcohol. So I think that's going to be very appealing to a lot of people.
Yeah, so not necessarily going to trend, I just wanted to.
yeah, right. Yeah. Margaret, what's your big trend?
I don't know, again, if it's a big trend, but I would like to see more of these, the ones where there's grape or there's colour from the grape skins or something like that, because we don't have that in New Zealand, and I see it and I want to try it.
Okay, yeah. Well, my big trend is not cider. It is hard seltzers. So the US has started this trend with your low sugar soda water and spirit mixed with some fruit. And I think this is really going to open up a space where the people who are chucking all sorts of fruit into their ciders, fruits and herbs and things, will move out of cider into hard seltzers, leaving the cider industry room to do what cider is, which is apples and pears. So I'm hoping that trend continues and there's a good market separation.
One of the sorry, Margaret.
You go.
One of the areas I think is trending is probably on a similar line, and that's with the low alcohol ciders. We're just sort of starting to see that come through. I think the Australian Cider Show is having a segment on it in their next awards, and I'd also really like to see that segment grow as well. It's so still cider, but with less alcohol content, which is something that's really trending, at our local shops, a lot of the non-alcohol stuff.
So I think one of the big challenges with low alcohol ciders is going to be, how do you make the alcohol low without either watering it down or being overly sweet, back sweetening it with fresh juice? Whether you're doing some de-alcoholizing process on it or it's
still like to see a real cider. So not something that's got high in sugar or that's sparkling apple juice. Really, it's really, I think that's something that needs to be explored a bit more here.
And is not 50% water.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's a 0.5% one, and they said they make it exactly the same, and then they take the alcohol out, so it takes a lot of extra time and space.
Who was that?
Zephyr.
Yeah.
It's their green apple. It tastes exactly the same. So I really like it as an option. And I think they missed a trick by not putting it in the advent calendar, because we've got some of theirs.
Oh,
But they could have put that in and introduced people to
Mm.
zero, and we would have seen that it was very similar.
mm,
So my wife's just had a baby a few months ago, so we were trying a lot of the no alcohol alternatives on the market, being wine and cider. The wines were either very sweet, just like the ciders were, or they were de-alcoholized, and they were close, but there was something a bit not quite right about them. I'm
it
not sure
certainly
how
has
much.
a neck.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much flavour alcohol adds, or is the flavour ruined during the removal process? So yeah, there's more room to experiment there.
For sure.
Okay, moving on. Aussie ciders time. Marianne, what have you got?
So talking of cider advent calendars today, I'm so far behind on mine. Marguerite reminds me every day. How far are you? I have no idea. I think I just do 16, so this is 17. So I chose the Yarlington Mill.
That's a good job. Yeah.
3 sons.
Yeah.
Doug does a good job over there, or up there compared to me.
Canberra. Margaret, what have you got?
You go.
Okay, I have got. This is from Tassie, Simple Cider.
Oh, simple. Yeah.
What is this? They're Cox's Orange Pippin. So I reviewed this a few years ago. Obviously a much newer vintage. So yeah, excited to see what has changed.
And I have the heart spiced apple that Xmas sent me in our cider exchange.
So where is that one from?
Spiced.
It's from Heart, so they are in Victoria.
In the Red Hill region.
Okay.
Mornington Peninsula.
And so we've Xmas, I think you sent me 4 of theirs.
I think I might have.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to trying this. This is the one I most wanted to try.
Yes, it's one I'm not going to say anything. Simple Cider are doing some great things down in Tassie too, Hugh. I don't know if you follow them on Instagram, but they've opened up a centre. It looks awesome.
Are they the guys who are doing the big concrete cave?
No, that's Gurney's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also awesome. You have to get there.
Yeah. If I didn't read the label of this could be a sparkling kiwi Sauv Blanc. It's full of lemons, full of passion fruit. Yeah.
I think Doug will be happy. There you go, Doug.
I sent Doug some of my cider the other day, and yeah, he makes better cider than I do.
I sent him some Peckhams. It's just arrived, just for Christmas. Because he had sent me some originally, you might remember, before I started the formal cider exchange. And so I was like, I need to reward him. So yeah.
Yes, it's a very nice idea. I had some ciders sent to me from Ninch down in Tassie, so I've sent something down to him as well.
Oh, nice.
Shh, don't tell anyone.
He might listen to this. The secret is out. I'm really liking this. The spice is there, but it's not overpowering, so that's quite good.
So what's it spiced with?
It doesn't actually say, I don't think. It just says spices and citrus, actually, interestingly enough.
So nutmeg, maybe some cinnamon. It's my favourite spice cider so far. There's a few on the market, and there's some really nice ones, but yeah, I really love Hearts.
I would definitely say nutmeg. I'm not getting an overwhelming, or I like cinnamon, so that's the wrong word. I'm not getting a high cinnamon smell.
Okay, this might be the nutmeg.
Yeah.
But it's nice and light, isn't it? It's not overpowering. Yeah. Easy drinker. Would be nice mulled, but I've never got that far.
And it's 8%, so it's quite high, but you wouldn't realise that. You could drink it without even thinking that it had alcohol in it, almost. bit dangerous.
So,
Very
Marianne,
festive.
I'm just rereading my review of what you're drinking. I've described it as a big bitter bite, which fades into tropical fruit punch, banana, caramelized apple, and some sour cherry.
Sorry, I just had to hang up on my husband. He always rings at inopportune times.
Sour cherry, did you say? That's quite an interesting note to have in it.
It probably just finishes a touch sour, but I really enjoy this one.
So that review
It's
was
very dry.
August last year. Oh, sorry, August 2019.
And it's only lightly carbonated.
So it could easily be a different batch, couldn't it?
Yeah. It's 2 years down the road. And again, I'm reading the review from Simple Ciders Cox's Orange Pippin from September 2017. And yeah,
You're gonna have to do all your reviews again, Hugh.
probably,
Everyone's changing and developing and learning more every year.
Well, that's the good thing about a seasonal product. You should be able to taste seasonal differences.
What do you reckon? Is it different from when you reviewed it here?
So this is much more citrusy. What I was saying before, it was dry and tart. Big vigorous bubbles. They're pretty fine bubbles in this one. Basically, the only thing that's the same is they're both 7.5%.
That's a lot of change.
Yeah. If you're looking, so my food pairing for this one back in 2017 was sushi, like sashimi, rich salmon with a lot of wasabi. That could still work. Seafood would work well with this because of that big lemony hit. But yeah, very Sauvignon Blanc.
Look at the difference in colour between my two.
So what was your first one again?
Peckham's
Solstice.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the Kingston Black and Sweet Alfred tannic, you can see.
Yeah.
Whereas they just use
slightly cloudy.
Yeah. I can see residue in the bottle as well.
Yeah, they bottle ferment.
Yeah, but if it says heritage English and French cider apples, so in a way quite similar apples, but maybe
I love that we have representation from the East Coast and Tassie.
Yeah, it's quite hard to get Western Australian ciders coming east.
I'd really like to try some more funk cider.
Funk are cool. They don't travel well. They don't pasteurize, so it's make it, sell it, drink it.
If it's cold.
Yeah, they
chuck it in the fridge as soon as you get it.
Yeah, they
I
did have a recall.
send it to you, Marguerite.
They did have some recalls of explodey cans.
Yeah. So I love the concept. I really do. But I just think the supply chain model is very hard. But they're doing a great job.
You'll have to hire a refrigerated truck between all of you and get a delivery.
They put ice packs in it, so it should arrive quite cold. But I wouldn't risk it at the moment. Australia Post is just a touch slow.
Right, Custard and Co is really good from Western Australia as well.
Yes, yeah, that's lovely.
I'd like to would have had one of theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was there.
Yeah. So they're British expats using British apples in WA. So yeah. So just about ready to wrap up. Are you two going to continue with your cider photo challenges next year?
Oh, yes.
They've been quite successful, I think.
We've had a lot of fun with it from where it began, which was probably just over a year ago. I think I was in lockdown, Marguerite. New Zealand hadn't sort of experienced the lockdown phase yet, so
No,
and
we
this is
had. We were back to level 1, gloriously enjoying life.
you were, so the first challenge was a simple one because Margaret said she was visiting her folks and they had a dog. So the challenge was to get a photo with the dog at a cidery. And so we just kind of kept challenging each other from there and just having a lot of fun. And yeah, it's kind of just other people started seeing what we were doing and really wanted to get involved. So yes, we have fun competition.
Well, my big project.
Competition is, we have so much fun. We just like that other people join us in that fun.
Yeah.
Yes. Accused of stacking the deck a few times, but that's okay.
The links for that will be in the description below. So my big project for next year, pending border closures and COVID outbreaks, is heading back to the UK. This time I wanted to go and see some Scottish cideries. So not traditionally a cider growing region, but in the last few years, quite a number of cideries have popped up. So with some family over there, it'd be a good opportunity to go and check some of them out.
Yeah.
So yeah, stay tuned for that. Sorry, say that again?
There's at least 5 or 6 I know about. And
yeah. I've reviewed a few before. Some of them, like this was a few years ago, at that stage, they were literally, hey, can we have the apples off your tree in your garden? We'll give you a 6-pack in exchange. And now some of them are a little bigger scale with their own orchards or access to orchards. Yeah.
Cool.
Right, yeah. Well, is there anything else that we need to talk about, or should we wrap it up there?
We can wrap it up. It's fine.
Right, yeah.
We need to book in another date for a couple of months down the track, and hopefully we can get Tom.
Yeah. So let's wrap up. Where can people find out more about what you two are doing? Tell us your Instagram, website details, anything like that.
Okay.
Margaret, you go.
Okay. Mine's M's Guide to Cider and More.
Okay.
With a few underlines under that.
All the underlines.
Marianne?
That's on Instagram. Get Smith Cider on Instagram. The tagline's Get Smith a Cider. And I've got a website which is ciderinfusion.com.
Okay. Well, those links will be in the description below. If you like these, please give it a thumbs up. We might do some more of these. It's a new format, so we'll see what happens. We'll leave it there. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Hugh. Thanks, Marguerite. Cheers.